the fourth Sunday of Ordinary Time. And we are in Mark's Gospel. Last week we saw Jesus calling his first 4 disciples out of their boats, out of the usual, to follow him. As we go along, we will see in Mark's Gospel, Jesus is in conflict with the evil one kingdom versus another, one way of being called, the other of being possessed. Mark's Gospel has Jesus quieting, as we see in today's Gospel, an evil spirit, quieting the storms, that Jesus is in control, dominates with his new authority, his new kingdom. And so he meets in the synagogue today, on a Sabbath, a man of unclean spirits. And Jesus' fame is being spread because he teaches with authority. What does that mean, authority, for Mark? It's relying on who he is. Whereas the scribes and the Pharisees, their authority comes from their need to be told by the community who they are, that Jesus knows who he is and has that authority or confidence to be able to control and dominate the evil, even the forces of nature. So there's something new, and the people know this. This is a new teaching. This is a new way, not that Jesus has an authority because he's well versed in scriptures or in psychology. His authority comes from something interior, where the authority of the scribes and Pharisees comes from outside them. But what is this unclean spirit? What is the war that Jesus has with the unclean spirits? And this is in the area of discernment, of course. Jesus could say, "Be quiet. I don't want you, the unclean spirits, to proclaim who I am. I want my apostles, whom I called last week, they will. So you be quiet. The storms, you be quiet. I control you. I guide you." But what are the characteristics of this unclean spirit that we might know in our own lives? Maybe we can take the 3 R's of childhood: reading, writing, and arithmetic, to the 4 R's or the 3 R's of resentment. That the evil spirit takes injury or memories and punishes others. So this unclean spirit dominates this person in the temple. And he cries out, "What do you want with us? We know who you are. You are Jesus of Nazareth, the Holy One. We are in conflict with you. We are resentful of you." So one of the great areas of any kind of recovery is letting go of an unclean spirit of resentment, punishment. That's a hard one to let go of. Resentment. The next R is resistance, conflict. I am in conflict with myself. I am in conflict with you. I do not want to participate. I want to dominate myself. I want my evil spirit of destruction. I want the evil spirit in this story. The evil spirit wants to destroy this young lad or man to show that he dominates. So it's who is going to be Lord. Dominus is the Latin word which dominate comes from, meaning Lord. Who is going to be Lord? And so I resent, I resist, I retire, I hide, I do not want to be seen. I want to make noise. I want there to be crying out. And Jesus says, quiet. So there's two conflicts of the domination of the evil spirit is always noisy, chaotic. And what we will see in Jesus is bringing rest and not resistance and not rebellion and not resentment and not retirement, hiding, but display. And my apostles are into revelation rather than resentment, of relationship rather than hiding in isolation. So the characteristics of the evil spirit are destruction, wanting my kingdom to be mine. Your kingdom is about ours. Your kingdom is community, relationship, interaction, creation. And Jesus is calling out the evil spirit of this man, convulsing him out of anger, so that this man can be created. In a sense, it's a creation narrative, as the creation in Genesis was chaos into order. That's what we will see in the Gospel of Mark, as in the other Gospels too. But physically, Jesus is recreating this man, taking him out of chaos, destruction, rebellion, resistance, retribution. It's into this kingdom of Jesus that he has the authority of the Creator to go about, is it healing or is it recreation? And that's what we will see in Mark's Gospel and see in our own lives, is recovery. Letting go of things that work for chaos and uncreation or destruction. I resent you, so I will work to destroy your influence on me or on anybody else. So that's the conflict, and we'll see it these weeks of ordinary time, how Jesus is the kingdom of order and creation, and the evil one is of resentment, resistance, rebellion, retirement. We live the Eucharist receiving the grace of his authority to be people of creation, recreation, reestablishment of his kingdom.